Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, my dear sisters. Ramadan is fast approaching and we can see Muslims globally are preparing for this blessed month. A month in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised to multiply our rewards, where shaitan is shackled, and a month in which worship is made so much easy for us. With so much opportunity to reap so many rewards, how can we not already be preparing for this blessed month? A month in which Jannah is almost given to us on a silver platter. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has said, Ramadan has come to you, a month of blessings, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala covers you in his blessings, a month in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises to answer your prayers, decrease your sin and sends down mercy. In it, he looks at your competition in good deeds, and he boasts about you and me to his angels. So show goodness from yourselves, because the unfortunate one is the one who is deprived of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the exalted, the mighty. Ramadan has come to be viewed as a time of gaining spiritual closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and so we can see the Ummah, we will mostly concentrate our efforts in increasing our spiritual actions like the recitation of Quran, extra dhikr, performing nawafil prayers and learning surahs, all done with a sincere hope of gaining the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But as well as the recitation of the Quran, the day spent fasting and the night spent in prayer, do we stop to think how our great predecessors, the Sahaba, sought out other avenues to gain as much reward as possible during this noble month? It was during the month of Ramadan that the Sahaba fought and conquered in many battles, like the Battle of Badr and the Battle of Tabuk. They also spent Ramadan training for the Battle of Al-Khandaq, which is also known as the Battle of the Trench, which they then later went to fight in the month of Shawwal. This was all done while they felt that thirst and they felt that hunger, and just like us, the exhaustion of Ramadan. The later generations did the same. In Ramadan, 710 AD, Muslims led by Tariq ibn Ziyad took the armies of Islam to Spain to liberate their lands. Whilst in Ramadan, 1187 AD, Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi led the Muslims in the Battle of Hasten against the Crusaders, setting the stage for the liberation of Al-Quds. Fighting battles is just one example of actions which are no longer synonymous with the month of Ramadan. But the Sahaba and the early Muslims understood that Islam is holistic and it comes with guidance on our daily actions, which is why they were able to understand that any action done while understanding the commands and the prohibitions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in itself becomes an act of worship and a means of abundant reward. This is the reason they hastened to carrying the dawah and fighting in jihad during this noble month. And so, my beautiful sisters, just like the Sahaba before us, we too need to hasten to maximise our rewards during this noble month in any avenue possible. Let's not restrict ourselves to the few actions we have come to view as Islamic, when any action we do purely for the sake of the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a means for abundant reward and gaining closeness to him. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has said to us, whoever draws closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during the month of Ramadan with a single characteristic from the characteristics of a voluntary action will get the reward of a fard action done at any other time. And whoever performs an obligatory action during the month of Ramadan will be rewarded as if he has performed 70 obligatory actions at any other time of the year. Subhanallah. Sisters, doesn't this just make us want to maximise the way we spend this beautiful month of Ramadan? Because we've been told our mandub actions are rewarded as fard actions, and that our fard actions are going to be rewarded as 70 fard actions. So do we realise that by simply smiling, using miswak, bathing on a Friday or visiting the sick, we have got the massive opportunity to gain the reward of an obligation? Sisters, do we realise that by wearing our hijab and our jilbab, obeying our parents, avoiding free mixing and staying away from riba, carrying the dawah to our friends, families and our communities, enjoining the good and forbidding the evil, gaining the knowledge to be able to do this to the best of our ability, speaking out for our brothers and sisters and actively ending the oppression of our ummah, we have the opportunity to gain 70 times the reward of one obligatory action. Subhanallah, how merciful is our Creator. How many more blessings could we be asked to be showered upon us? Sisters, at this time where shayateen is locked away and rewards are multiplied, wouldn't it be such a big shame to simply overlook the actions which could weigh heavily on our scales? So instead, let's seek reward wherever we can find it. Sisters, during this beautiful month of Ramadan, I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the opportunity to maximise our rewards. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mercy on us during this month and that we can be showered with His blessings, as I mentioned before in the hadith. Jazakallah khair for watching, sisters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
رمضان قد أهله بالصيام وأطل مصعدا أهلا وخلا ليته في كل حين.